It's weird. My niece, Casey, has always loved unicorns. It's practically all she ever talked about as soon as she learned how to talk, even went on about having a friend unicorn to anyone who would listen. When she was little, it was cute, like how kids have imaginary friends or believe in Santa or whatever. That's not the weird part, I guess. The weird part is, well, there's a couple of weird parts. But whenever me or my brother or his wife tried to indulge her, get her books on unicorns or stuffed animals of unicorns, she always said, thanks, but that's not a unicorn, or, well, they don't look like that in real life. In real life. Though thinking about it, I guess that isn't the weirdest thing either. Kids always think they know everything about everything, so we just call her our little unicorn expert and leave it be. But her fixation never really faded, even as she got older, and she'd talk more about her unicorn friend. Now, my brother lives on that property that backs out into the woods, to the south of town, with the weird trees that look like they're looking back at you. What are they called again? Doesn't matter. That's where she insisted she met her unicorn friend. I can't remember if it ever had a name. If Casey ever did say it, I was probably only half listening. To be honest, I'm not great with kids, even if they're relations. I just don't have a way with them. When it really started to get weird was when she started saying the unicorn was telling her things. It told her about the man in the red truck who always visited Mommy when she was out at school. Which, coincidentally, I guess I should mention my brother is working on divorcing his wife because she was cheating on him with, well, I shouldn't name names. Though this is a small town, everyone by now knows it was Jim down at the lumberyard. Always drove that candy apple red Chevy of his. Well, that's not the half of it, though. She also swore up and down that it was the unicorn that told her that little Carrie Lawson was going to have all her hair fall out. And this was before she got that leukemia diagnosis. Like, I'm talking weeks before. I'll never say that Carrie Lawson is a sweet girl. She isn't. Had a mouth on her to rival her mother's, but no one deserves leukemia. But the one that spooked me most, and I swear this is true, was when she told me right to my face that Stephen McElby was giving her grief at school, pushing her, pulling her hair, all that boy stuff. And she said to me, "It's all right. The unicorn said he's gonna get his." That was 3 or 4 days before they found him, And no, I never said anything to the sheriff. What was I gonna say? My niece said a unicorn she knows is gonna get him? And it couldn't have been her doing. No way she's strong enough to stab a hole clean through a boy, let alone a boy as big as him, not to mention, get him up a tree. Obviously, I never wanted to believe a word of any of it, but one night, my brother asked me to babysit. And I did. Had nothing else to do that night, so over I went. And after I put Casey to bed and settled on the couch to watch TV or something, I heard her sneaking out. Look, I snuck out a lot as a kid. You were there a couple of times. So I know the sound of feet on a roof or the sound of sliding down a drain pipe. Anyways, I get up to look out the back door and I see her slipping out of the backyard and making for the woods. And as stupid as it sounds, the first thought in my head is, why doesn't she have any damn shoes on? So I grab her some shoes and march out the back and towards the end of the yard, and you're not gonna believe me. I know you aren't. No one would ever believe me. But something was coming out of the woods at her. Something big. And I panicked and I started screaming out her name. But she just turned and looked at me and smiled and said, "Auntie, don't be silly. This is my unicorn." Well, I can say with certainty that I don't know shit about shit, and I sure know less about it today than I did yesterday, but whatever the hell that thing was, I believe for certain it was whispering all those evil things to her, but I will tell you this. It wasn't a goddamn unicorn.